Hey guys, you know, the more I work with people struggling with addiction of any kind, by the way, the more I realize that when people's lives are going well, it just doesn't happen. We seem to fall into the trap of addiction either when circumstances stop us getting our emotional needs met, or when the innate resources we have at our disposal for getting them met are missing, damaged, or incorrectly utilized. Now, before you disagree and say it's due to trauma or it's genetic or a disease, let me explain. Back when you first realized that you may have more than just a bad habit, what was actually going on in your life? Had your life been affected by a dramatic change of some sort? A loss, maybe, a divorce, maybe the passing of someone close to you, or health issues, maybe, that worried you regarding yourself or those close to you? Could it have been stress in your relationship or in the workplace? See, even though we may have begun this harmful behavior in happier days and better circumstances, likely just indulging to relax, what I see with clients is that this same behavior takes on a whole new purpose in our lives when things turn to shit, basically. We tend to use our habit as a coping mechanism or to numb the pain or just to feel good, even if we know it doesn't last and will ultimately make matters worse. But by the time we work out that it is doing more harm than good, we have likely become dependent, if not completely addicted. So, what to do? Well, if we are to rid ourselves of this dependency for good, we need to work out what exactly has gone so wrong in our lives that we need to fill the void with this substitute. And how do we do that? Well, with the emotional needs audit that I'll go through right now. And I'm happy to send the actual document. It's like a little questionnaire with a score for each question. I can, just PM me and I'm happy to send it. So, similar to yesterday's 6 questions to ask yourself, you'll need some quiet time alone and a pen and paper, or just type up the notes in your phone if that's easier. It's more private anyway. Now, to get to the bottom of what needs fixing in your life, you will need to be honest with yourself. And just like with yesterday's answers, what you reveal to yourself here are actually the solutions to leaving addiction, anxiety, trauma, and depression behind. Because once your needs are fulfilled, you will be happy and have no need to be anxious or worse, harming yourself. Okay, so here we go. First one, do you feel safe? As in all aspects of your life, do you feel comfortable or do you feel insecure? For example, do you feel safe in your employment, with colleagues, in your relationship? Is your home at risk, or maybe your job? Are you a victim of bullying? Have you been affected by trauma of some sort? This one is a big factor with a lot of people suffering with anxiety and addiction, by the way. And luckily, there is a very effective process that we can do to help you overcome this in 2 to 3 sessions. Do you have, next one, do you have people in your life who are important to you and you to them? Do they fulfill your need for intimacy? Can you be yourself around them without fearing judgment? Do you feel understood? Have you lost friends, or are you maybe still grieving a relationship or even the passing of a loved one? Emotional need 3, what about the wider community? Do you have connections other than your close family and friends? Are you part of the local community? Do you participate in it? Get involved in activities locally within your neighborhood? Is your work too isolating, especially now with remote working? Have your circumstances caused you to stop doing activities that once had you more engaged? 4, what about your status in society? Now, when I first mentioned this, people laugh and think it's not important. But in reality, it is important and it does matter. For example, we all care what others think of us. We all want to be looked up to. We want to fit in, to feel appreciated. We want to have our efforts acknowledged. Well, that's normal. So yeah, status. Number 5, do you feel a sense of achievement or a sense of competence? And this is in all areas of your life. For example, does your work challenge you enough, or does it bore you? Or on the contrary, does your workload overwhelm you and maybe it stresses you? Do you hold yourself in a healthy self-esteem, or do you feel worthless? Do you resort to addictive behavior when you get frustrated and when you're not able to fix problems? 6, what about feeling that you are somewhat in control of your life? Or do you feel controlled by circumstances or by other people? Maybe stuck in a job you hate, or a bad relationship? Or do you focus on things outside of your control, which obviously outside of your control, it's pointless? Are your needs for attention being met? A lot of us don't realize to be emotionally healthy, we need to give as well as receive sufficient attention. Do you maybe spend too much time alone, or alternatively, are you not able to get enough time on your own? Are others in your life demanding too much attention from you, draining you? With some addicts, there is a secondary gain also of engaging in the addictive behavior to get attention. Next one, a sense of purpose or meaning in your life. We all need to feel that what we do makes a difference, that we matter, basically. It doesn't have to be something that changes the world, but it needs to be bigger than us. It could simply be being a good parent or volunteering our skills or time. We need to stretch ourselves, not just physically, but also mentally. So we need to engage in activities that challenge us, that keep us interested, that basically get us to jump out of the bed in the morning. And lastly, can you get privacy as and when needed? We all need downtime, a safe space, a time to reflect on our lives, on ourselves, and our aspirations. So there you go. Take the time over the next couple of days to analyze your answers. It might be easier, as I said, just PM me and I can send you the actual audit. Analyze your answers, consider what's working well, what you need to work on, consider how you can improve those areas. And if you are struggling with anxiety, depression, trauma, or addiction, take a long, hard look at which of your needs could be causing them. And then, obviously, common sense would dictate prioritize getting those needs met. As usual, reach out if you want to know more about this, or if you'd like a copy of the audit, as I said, so that you can score your answers. And please share with anyone that would benefit from doing this audit themselves. Till next time, guys, cheers and have a great weekend.